My friend, I was asked to do a video on the parts of the guitar because one of my students said they had no clue what's going on. So I said, I can do that. If you haven't seen it, there's one out there for an acoustic, does the same thing. So from the beginning, on most guitars, we've got a headstock. Some guitars don't have headstocks. They go right to this point and cut off, and then it's just perfectly made that it works. Check them out. Other than that, the headstock keeps the tuning pegs. The tuning pegs are where you tighten the strings from one point to the other, thusly to make them tight to give a different frequency. The less taut they are, the lower the note. The tighter they, the higher the note. On this guitar, I've got 6. There are several types of casings. Inside here is a type of gear which fits into each other. One goes one way and the other one goes the other way. When one moves, it thusly pushes the other. This type of scissor gear, alligator gear, I can't remember what it's called, is a great way for tuners to stay like perfect forever without a lot of maintenance. So don't ever let these get knocked. These things up top are called strap locks, but it is over the top of a nut. The type of nut this is keeps the distance between the nut and the saddle. The saddle holds the bottom end of the string. Now for most electrics, not all, you go through the back. This one has a type of Floyd Rose bridge on it that basically the string goes up through these little holes, and each one of these for me is a fine tuner. So in the event that I'm a little bit flat, all I necessarily need to do is take my instrument and then lift it up right here while I'm playing, and then do this, and I can fine tune with these little bitty knobs. So totally cool. Flat sharp. Long story short, distance between the nut and the saddle here keeps equidistance of these strings. As I aforementioned, the strings are pulled tight to give off a different frequency. The E string, A string, D string, G string, B string, and E string on a guitar, when in tune, give the same chord structure here as they would all the way up here when you get past the 12th fret. That's when they start again. On an electric, you generally have a cutaway. If you did not, and you had a standard dreadnought style, which you do not see often on an electric, you wouldn't have as much play up on these higher frets. You'd have to move your hand above the top of it, which is problematic. Some have double cutaways, some do not. Some have acoustic electric, meaning there is a hollow body. Some have solid bodies. Some are made of heavy wood, some are made of light wood, some are made of metal. In fact, today's the future. Some are made of cardboard boxes glued together and then lathed. Who knows? When we have straps, we put them on locks. If you don't have strap locks, I would suggest it. It's a much better way to keep your instrument from falling off your body on stage or while practicing. Otherwise, the strap goes around the pin here. The pin can be removed very simply and put in strap locks with a screwdriver. I suggest you try. Otherwise, down back in the back of here are springs. I haven't had it open in quite a while. I'm not going to right now. There's a pivot pin right here and then 3 springs that go off. They are connected to this. This allows me to put a metal bar in the back of here called a whammy bar. Whammy! Ooh, whammy! And when it is in, as you can tell, you can take any note and go up and down with it. Long story short, I use it in a lot of over-the-top soloing and jazz playing, jazz fusion as well. Other than that, when I'm just doing shows, I generally don't use it because I don't find the need to play like that. On the electric guitar, because it is an electric, the reason why we have tone knobs is they switch in between our pickups. Pickups are nothing more than magnets that have been wrapped with thin wire copper. Also a couple other properties that different ones have different things in them. However, the generality is, it is creating a magnetic field on one side unto which when you strum the instrument, the vibration is picked up by the magnet. And when it is going through small wires underneath the bridge and connected to 2 knobs, one being a volume, louder or down, they're just pods. They control the amount of energy going through from the magnets. And then the insert, which in this one case is a 1/4 inch jack. You could have different types. The most standard is 1/4 inch. You have toggle switches which go between the 2, only to one, both of them, or just the back one. It helps for tone, lower end, higher end, during soloing, but during playing rhythm. When we use the tone knob, it also can switch between the sides of this and give you a warmer toner feel or a higher treble, tinnier feel, just depending on what you're going for in combination with your other effects if you want to. So with this 1/4 inch inside the plug, there is generally an electric plug electric source coming from the amplifier. So what happens is the cord goes into the guitar, it gives off energy into here, enough just to power this thing, just a little bit, takes the vibrations from these pickups, and then it takes it and sends that signal straight back through that cord to the amplifier, onto which takes that small amount of signal and does exactly what the namesake is, amplifies it. So the concept is, when we go diddly 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 wee on an electric, it takes these notes on the individual frets, not the metal fretting, but in the middle on either the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, and then starts over again and translates it into the golden age that you hear as music of the electric persuasion. So when we have just a standard electric guitar and we know that we've got the tone controls, input jack, our strap is strapped in, we have the pickups here. Some electrics have a pick guard so you don't scratch it up. I've had this one for quite a while. I don't have a pick guard, I just don't smack the bottom here. I try and be articulated with my precision picking, whether it's alternated, economical, or just dash it. Other than that, I'm pretty sure we talked about everything. The tremolo bar, the whammy bar, slash whammy. And then how we get different tones out of this is always up to you. What I do is encourage you to keep plucking, keep your fingers on your fretboard, and have fun. Aloha.